I lived a double life, is what most people call it. I was the kid with good grades, the kid who did everything he was told, but outside of school, I was a completely different person. I was addicted to drugs. I was doing anything I could to put food on the table and to supply my own habit. Teachers didn't really know what kind of life I lived, but that was mostly my part because I chose not to open up to. And that was something that I was ashamed of, and I didn't want anybody else to know about. I would like to have someone in my life to actually steer me in the right direction. I guess you would say I needed a mentor or a real family.
So what happened? You forgot your homework?
Yes, I forgot my homework that I spent 3 hours working on last night.
Oh.
Not a good thing.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were going to school without a backpack.
Well, I don't usually have homework. I'm only in school 2 hours a day, so. Yeah, I graduate this May and I'm excited. I'm actually going to be the third person in my family to graduate. Like, as in grandma, grandpa, down to me and my brothers and sisters.
What are your plans after you graduate?
To go to culinary school. I want to become a chef. I love to cook. But that all depends on vocal rehab and whether or not if I can get a grant. I don't know. It's just a dream I've had for a long time, and sometimes I wonder if it's ever gonna come true.
Throughout my childhood, I lived in Hannibal. It's a town. Hannibal has a lot of history to it. From Mark Twain, Lewis and Clark. It's a fun town to be in, but at the same time, it's one of the worst towns you can be in if you're a drug addict. You can get almost any kind of drug you want there. Me, home was stressful. Every day I was witnessing parents going out, getting drunk, doing drugs, and coming home to see my mom getting beat every night. My earliest childhood memory is I was 3 years old and walked into my parents' room to see my mom shooting heroin. By the time I was 16, I was engaged. I was still living in Hannibal. I was engaged and had a baby on the way. I was still wrapped up in heroin. Got my fiance wrapped up in it. Something that I regret gratefully. I gave a drug dealer, one of my drug dealers I had in Hannibal, a counterfeit $100 bill for some heroin. We we went out, shot heroin that night. Was out till about 3 in the morning, and as we were walking back to my place, my drug dealer seen me with my fiance, shot at us with a shotgun. He missed me, hit my fiance in the lung, and she wound up passing away at 3 months pregnant. She died that night in my arms before the ambulance could get there. After that night, I swore I would never do heroin again, and I haven't. People look at you like you're no good because of your background. They don't know what you've been through, why you are who you are, and they don't care to understand. It's hard. It don't make no sense. Dealing with family, my mom's wanting to start a relationship back up with me when she ain't really been there for me. When she was there for me, she was too busy out getting doped up to care. And now she comes back at me out of the blue wanting to start a relationship up with me, and just calls me one day and says, "Hey, I want to come down and see you." It's just little things like that. It's things that wouldn't matter to most people but make a world of difference to me. I moved, was working part-time, decided to drop out of school to help my sister Becky take care of her 3 kids, my 2 nephews and my niece. That didn't last very long, about 4 or 5 months. February 18th of 2008, we had a house fire. My youngest nephew, Levi, woke me up because he was scared, so I told him to lay back down with his brother, JJ. When I finally woke up, I seen there was a fire in the house and went to go wake my sister Becky up. I wound up dragging my sister Becky out of her house, my 6-month-old niece Alyssa, and then I wound up dragging her boyfriend Adam out. And when I turned around to go back in and get JJ and Levi out, JJ was 3, Levi was 2, the gas heater we had in the house exploded, and I couldn't get back into the house. That morning I wound up losing 2 people that meant a lot to me. The main reason why I started drinking heavy was because I blamed myself and I couldn't handle that. After the house fire, I had no place to go. I came to Columbia because I was supposed to move in with some family I had up here, but that didn't wind up working out. I wound up coming up here and getting into trouble. I was homeless. I stayed on park benches, under bridges. I didn't have nowhere to stay up here because I didn't know anybody. Right now we are passing America's Best Value Inn. This is a hotel I stayed at many nights while I was homeless. I like staying here because I get free breakfast in the mornings. The price around here was about $50 a night. I was close to a grocery store, so I would go in, grab something to eat, and I would stick it in my pants and walk out with it to cover my meal for the day. Slept overnight at Douglas Park, in the male's bathroom.
This is Douglas Park. This is one of the few places I stayed when I couldn't raise enough money for a hotel room to have a warm place over my head.
I was ashamed. I hated being homeless, but there was nothing I could do about it because I didn't know anybody up here. I heard about the Soul House while I was in jail this last time. Just out of the blue, I get a letter from someone I don't know about some organization I've never heard about. I had no part in it. It was the only way to put it, a miracle. I'm back in school now. I got a roof over my head, food in my stomach, a place to take a shower every night when I get off work. I don't have to worry about the daily stress of being homeless. I got $365 saved up right now, something that I've never been able to save before. I never thought I'd get my high school diploma. I would hope that my children wouldn't have to struggle like I did throughout their childhood. Would have a family that loved them, that would give anything for them. Just to have people that care about them, to have people that say, hey, you're important, you can do something with your life. I love cooking Indonesian food. I love working with spicy food. I love being able to slow cook. Cooking meals that take 2 hours, that take heart. Cooking's just something I put my soul into. Any kind of organization that will help get teens off the streets and to help them better themselves is giving them a new life. Something that most teens don't think they can have. They don't believe that there is such a thing as a second chance for them.